Have you ever heard of the 4 steps of learning? Have you ever heard of that before? Which says that learnings have 4 different levels. The first level is when you are unconscious, incompetent. Unconscious, incompetent. And that means when you don't know that you don't know. Yeah? Unconscious. Tony Busson, right? Who studied with Tony Busson? Tony Busson, the mind map guys?
Who's that?
Yeah. He always tells us to use different color pen, right? I'm trying to get used to that. Yeah. So unconscious, incompetent. And that is when you don't know that you don't know. So for some of you, you've maybe your manager or someone, kind of say, oh, why don't you go to this training today? They're going to be talking about NLP. And you went like, what the hell is NLP? What is neuro-linguistic programming? You didn't actually not know that it existed. A little bit like me when I was sitting in the seminar listening to Tony Robbins, the world's #1 success coach. He said 30 years ago I started with the technology of neuro-linguistic programming. And I was like, what the hell is that? What is that? And then it kind of was a wake-up call for me. Then you become conscious, but you're still incompetent. So it means that you're aware of something. You know that the technology is there. You know that there's a new iTV that is coming in or a new iPhone, but you're just not sure exactly what will be the new function, what it can do, what it cannot do, and all of that, right? You become conscious and incompetent. Then you start playing with the technology, you start reading about NLP, you come to the training, you start implementing, and you start to become really good at it. And you become competent, a little bit like teaching. Can you remember the first day that you were teaching? Can you remember that day? How were you? Were you totally confident? Did you have the same? Were you at the same level that you are today on your first day? No, right? I remember the first time that I had to teach a one-day seminar, and I had like this fear of public speaking, right? It's like, I remember this research that has been done that people are more afraid of public speaking than actually dying. And I said, yeah, that's me. But the problem is that, I really enjoyed teaching. So I had a problem with my life. I really, really wanted to be a great teacher, but I was scared shitless of actually teach. Right? So the breaking moment for me, the biggest breakthrough I had is when I was reading the cartoon on the newspaper, and I saw a little cartoon there, and it says, if wearing a mask when doing public speaking, just wear one, and then it will help you to do the public speaking. So what basically the cartoon was saying that if you're afraid of public speaking, just pretend that you're wearing a mask, nobody can see you, and then you'll do well. So that was what I kind of put in my mind, and it allowed me to do public speaking. But the first time that I had to do public speaking, I realized 5 minutes before I had to go on stage that I had to teach for one day. I just didn't realize that. I knew all along, but it was 5 minutes before. And then I was like shaking and being totally nervous, and it turned out to be okay, But so consciously incompetent is when you're but you're still not good at it. Then you become what? Conscious, and you become competent. So you're starting to be really good at what you do, getting good results. People are responding really well. You're getting your outcome more often than not. You're perceived as someone who's really, really good at what you do. You might be recognized as an expert or you might be recognized as a professional. Your income is really high, you're doing very well, right? And then most people will kind of stop there. But there's a level higher than that, which is called unconscious competent. And unconsciously competent, this is where you get all the rewards of being the best of the best in what you do. This is what it means to be totally outstanding at what you do, instead of just being perceived as a professional or just average. What I learned from research or from books is that in order to go from a level of being unconsciously incompetent to unconsciously competent takes about 10,000 hours. 10,000 hours. So if you do the calculation, it's about 3 to 5 years.